Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my YouTube uh, and podcast, YouTube podcast, Magic Mind Medium. So we want to go ahead. We want to get into the reading, but before I do so, I want to say my prayer, Father Supreme, being of all being. Thank you for waking me, family, and friends alike up this morning to see another day. Continue to bless us and shield us from any injury, harm, or danger. No one can form against us shall prosper. As it is said, it is so. I declare and I decree. So give me infinite wisdom, knowledge, capability, and understanding as I do my reading. And we're going to proceed with the chakras. So let's go ahead and lay out the cards. All right, just lay the cards out. I do aspire to get me some more chakra cards. So I'm just using this in. Let's do a re-scramble. All right. All right. So as I mentioned, card four is going to be what I would say that you would need to balance first. All right. So you have reached. This is Magic Mind Medium YouTube channel and podcast. And today we are doing the chakra reading. All right. So for those who may not know what the chakras are, they are the energy fields uh, within the body that involves physiological. Damn it. I do apologize. I dropped my crystal ball. Anyways, physiological as well as emotional things that are occur within the body. So there are seven, and for those who may be listening in or tuning in, I did a couple of. Give me just a moment. Okay, let me turn my music back on. I think I'll just go ahead and just turn on the gosh, chakras music. I did have some Indian flute music. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do chakra healer music. Well, let's see, one, two, three, four. So look, we're gonna say sacra, uh, chakra healer music. So I will play that one because, as I mentioned, out of the seven, if you're able to be okay, out of the seven, the one that's number four. Okay, the one that is number four is the one that's has the issue. So if you are watching this or will be watching this, I would suggest that you get all of your chakras balanced. Chances are, if you're prompted to watch this today, that means you need to get one or even all of your chakras balanced. But if you just so happen to be watching this one, you may want to start with the sacra, if that makes sense to anybody. And let's proceed with the sacra. I'm gonna pull up some information. Again, this podcast is for entertainment purposes, sometimes informational or even educational purposes. It just depends on which podcast or even what episode you listen to. So I do have two podcasts on this YouTube platform. This one being Magic Mind Medium. The other podcast I have is um, Holistic Health and Wellness Podcast. I have yet to update. I do have some previous uh, recordings on there. Give me just a moment. I have a hard time with multitasking sometimes. So, all right. So let's get the definition of chakras. I think that will help out quite a bit. And then we can proceed with the reading. So again, for those who, I noticed that I get a lot of strange people to approach me, you know, or what have you. Don't get me wrong, but I do not go out and advertise and promote. So if you don't know that I have a YouTube channel or even a podcast, it's coming from somewhere else because I don't readily go out and promote or even tell anybody that that's what I have, right? Okay. And if you are listening to what I say in terms of my podcast or even YouTube channel, I say that if you're wanting to read it, you can go comment under the video, right? We can set up a Zoom, a Teams, or whatever type of online video platform. I would not be doing one-on-one readings with anyone. I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just the way I do it, right? Okay. So if you're wanting to read it, you can just go through the Patreon website, which is patreon.com/spiritual sense. My Patreon is Magic Mind Medium. I do have 3 tiers membership. All right. So I typically go on there once or even twice a week just to check. But if you're wanting just, you don't want to be a member, you just want to pay off right out for a reader, okay, fine. We can do that as well. But trust and believe, I would not call anybody on my phone for a reading. Um, so it would have to be recorded, and it doesn't necessarily have to be recorded because Zoom, you have the option to record or not. So it doesn't necessarily have to be recorded, right? But we can it has to be online, is the point. That's the way I prefer to do the reading. All right. I'm not going to anyone's home and I don't want anyone coming into my home. Even the fact that I do aspire to get in the future some type of shop where I'm selling oils, even CBD oil, candles, stones, jewelry, um, books or whatever. I do aspire to have that. Even when that does manifest itself, it may not be, right off, but it could be within the next 5 years or so. Because that's not hard to do. I still would do readings video by way of video. That's just the way I prefer it. Now, the shop itself may be just totally online to where, okay, you just pick up at the shop. So that's what I'm thinking. Where if you're wanting to do these things, okay, we can make this happen, but it has to be done online. I think that would be the most safest way to run a business regarding me, right? So I'm just saying, you just have to be very careful of the energy that you entertain because some people they do things for curiosity, but you have some energies that come around to want to put you in your place. They don't truly have an interest in what you're doing. They just want to make you feel as though what you're doing doesn't matter, right? I don't need you to come in my space and tell me that it doesn't matter. Just simply don't come at all. If that makes sense to anybody, okay? All right. So I felt the need to want to voice that and vocalize that. I have no problem with doing readings, but it has to be online. All right. Okay. Now I do have an email. If you prefer to do it, you can email me. Uh, I'm going to provide my email address is Sharon, SHARON, for Christ at Outlook.com. That is not a security breach. Okay? Email me and say, okay, I want to set up a reading. Okay, we can do that. That is not soliciting because it's for entertainment purposes. Now, what are the chakras? The concept of chakras comes from the idea that all life is made up of both a physical and energetic body. The energetic body or subtle body reflects our psychological, emotional, spiritual, and mental energies. The chakras are where the energy of the subtle body concentrates. So there are seven main chakras lined up along the spine from the seat to the top of the head. Practitioners believe balanced chakras free from blockages allow energy to move through the body, leading to a harmonious life. And I do believe that. So whoever this reading is for, I'm going to start off by saying that you need to, if you are viewing in, you may need to start with your sacra chakra and then proceed with the crown, solar plexus, heart, third eye, throat, and then root. So what is the sacral chakra? Well, we're going to go into that now. So the sacral chakra is an energy centered in the chakra system that is said to be located in the lower abdomen, below the navel, and in the lumbar spine. It's associated with your sex organs, your kidneys, water element, orange color. Um, So it mentions the moon. The symbol is the moon crescent, which represents the relationship between the tides of water and the phases of the moon. Uh, so it has a lot to do with emotions, feelings, creativity, sensuality, and sexuality. So I think the solar plexus has some affiliation with that as well. Alrighty, now so it says the sacral chakra is the second of the seven chakras and said to represent our right to feel. It's believed that the sacral chakra is where we learn to express ourselves freely and move beyond the root chakras grounded in stabilization. So if you have an imbalanced chakra, um, it can have an effect on your well-being. An unhealthy imbalance or unbalanced chakra can lead to repressed sexual energy, difficulty expressing sexuality in healthy ways, compulsive sexual behavior or shutting down, difficulty expressing creativity, feeling disconnected from the beautiful parts of ourselves, depression, difficulty manifesting. All right. So, when it's blocked, you may have depression or a lack of creativity. Each website may have a different, some variations, but they're all pretty much going to say some of the same similar things. Okay, so this is someone, and I hate to always bring up sensuality and sexuality, but it is important because you want to have a healthy sensual and sexual nature, if that makes sense to anybody. So I do feel as though, um, see how I made this a tree, and then you have the roots here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to say that you need to start by balancing this one first. Is what I feel. I think you may have some balances that come towards your mind. That's what it shows me here because I have the crown chakra. So you may want to start with the crown chakra next. The next one is your solar plexus chakra. Balance that one. That will be the third one you need to work on. The heart will be the next one. Third eye would be the next one as well. Communication. Your communication will be a chakra you would need to work on next. And then the last one is the root. I think the root is also referred to as the base. All right. Okay, so let's get into the love department. What is going on in terms of the love department, particularly sensuality and sexuality? We're gonna go into that now. Please know that this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. Take it as it resonates, okay? All right, so I'm prompted to stay to the left. One, two, and three. All right, so let's see what's going on in the love department. So I have clock, needs time, take time, um, need time, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress. So I don't know if you're someone that may have had uh, some traumas or whatever the case may be, some negative function or negative connotation regarding the sacral chakra. So there's still time for you to heal. Is what it lets me know. There's still time um, in regards to healing with you. I think water element is the main focus for you. You need to watch your water intake and balance. Your electrolytes is what it lets me know. The Grand Reaper, I honestly feel as though if you do not watch these things, as you can see, I mean that goes without saying. That goes without saying. The relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. So basically, the writing is on the wall. All I got to do is come in here, I say my prayer, I put on my sacral chakra, whoever is applicable to, hey, you may need to hear it. Let go of draining negative emotions, chakra healing music by way of the sacral chakra. Put that on. Whoever this is, who maybe has or exhibiting some negativity associated with your sacral chakra, put that music on and see want things begin to change for you. Okay, because I do believe that the angel of death has been haunting you, is what it lets me know. I believe the angel of death has been haunting you, and that's why I am prompted to come in here and to do this reading. So it may resonate with many people. If you are prompted, if you are pulled, I should say, by spirit, because sometimes we'll watch TV or we may watch something just out of idleness. Okay, there's nothing else to do. I just turn this on. No, if you are pulled by the spirit, chances are you need to get, if not one, all of your chakras. And if you are watching this particular episode, the sacral chakra will be that one. The angel of death is a life or death situation, is what I feel. It is a life or death situation. Okay? I have the snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, the other woman. I think in this sense of ability is in spirit, right? Like I honestly feel as though if you do not, then you invite that energy in, such as dialysis, kidney failure, sexual or perversion and things of that sort. So you want to be mindful and conscientious. I mean, there's so many different spirits out here. I'm not even going to go into all of that because I don't want people to feel as though I'm targeting you because of your uh, sexual orientation or preference. That has nothing to do with me. All right. But I do believe it's a life or death situation. It's something you may want to take heed to if that makes sense to you. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pull out my Mrs. Cleo's cards. Um, I Mrs. Cleo's cards. It's like a for wisdom, if that makes sense to you. Even though we're speaking about sensuality and sexuality, chances are you need to get all of the things in your life balanced. Okay. All right. So I am prompted to just pull out four of these Mrs. Cleo's cards. So give me just a moment. Let me meditate on my cards, and then we will proceed. All right. So we want to say one, two, three, and four. All right. So what I do is tarot, but we do oracle messages as well. And what does that mean? Oracle messages are you have tarot cards, and then you have oracle messages. So oracle tarot cards are these here, like these. These are tarot. Oracles are like these, where it give you a message for guidance. All right, like this right here is tarot. Let's go ahead. We're going to lay these cards down, and we're just going to proceed. So, I have the King of Coins. So I do feel as though this here is the Grand Reaper. This King of Coins is what it lets me know. And I feel as though that is the Grand Reaper, a representation of a spiritual entity or what have you. So the King of Coins, which is the same, similar to Pentacles, says a solid and practical leader, wise investor. I do believe there's someone who's looking to capitalize off of your suffering, if that makes sense to you, right? Someone that's looking to capitalize off of your suffering. That's who this King of Coins is. I have four of staffs. Four of staffs is similarly to four wands, so it mentions homegoing, celebrations, family, friends, and reunion. I honestly feel as though this right here is a representation of what their desires are to profit. Like they're setting up shop so they can profit off of you being disobedient, if that makes sense. Because I do have the judgment card to show up here. Judgment. Judgment says clarity, a final decision, a wake up call, your life's purpose. So I do believe someone has uh, prayed judgment upon you, is what I feel. And if you take note of certain entities and businesses that may gravitate to a town and a space, they're looking to make claim on that. All right. The next card I have is the fool card. So I do believe they're trying to deceive you into feeling as though you see how this person is like backed up off a cliff and they holding on to this and they holding on to that, distracting you. I do feel as though that's what that is. It says a fresh hope, take chances, new paths, and adventures beginning. So I do believe that if you're not aware, if you're not aware, if you don't pay attention to wisdom, and I'm sorry to speak like as such, you will fall off foolishly. They get you distracted with things that don't matter while they sit on the sideline and plot your transition, is what I feel. All right, we're gonna go ahead. We're going to let's get your thoughts spectrally. I'm only gonna pull out two of these cards today. Pull out two of the cards today. Yeah, I think this King of Horns is a system, spiritual entity is what I feel. That's what it lets me know. All right, so we have one and two. I'm not touching anybody. I'm just laying the cards as it may. All right. You are in control of your destiny. All right. All right. So we have something lets me know that this is coming from family. This is coming from family, is what it lets me know. It says two of pentacles. You see, you have this person, this person. I think this person here is a. I think that there is will be a representation of the Grand Reaper. This is the Watcher. I think this is coming from family. That's what it lets me know. It says two of pentacles. Two choices, multitasking, weighing many options. Yeah, so I honestly feel as though, have you ever heard of the movie Final Destination where um, it was like a some type of pattern or art to death and how to defy death or how to escape death? I think that's basically what this representation of this card is. If that makes sense to you, like um, if I can get death to flee away from me, if I can get someone to stand in my name or in my place, then I can escape death. Right? Because we have this card here of those who are celebrating, who's looking to capitalize off of this. So if I can have someone to what stand in my place, then I have cheated death. So I think this is what the situation that is going on right now. Again, these are my opinions. The podcast is optional and it's for entertainment purposes. All right. I have 10 of pentacles here. So something lets me know when I get this here, even though you may see this person making some pentacles, I think making some signs or making some money, I think it's sacrifice. To me, it is a representation of sacrifice. So, like to sacrifice. Uh-huh. So let's go to the cards, the cheat sheet. It says 10 of pentacles, leaving a legacy, retirement, inheritance. I'm going to say sacrifice. This is what I get when I get from here. Now, it could be an inheritance as a result of your transition or demise, but I get sacrifice, if that makes sense to you. And I'm not saying this to make anyone afraid at all, but what I will say is I'm just shedding light on the energy spaces that's out there. All right. So we want to be, we want to think positive. We want to educate ourselves, and we want to not be so quick to rush to judgment of others. Because oftentimes the one you think don't hurt hold the key will be that very one that holds the key. If that makes sense to you. I'm not forcing anyone, trying to persuade or dissuade anyone from anything. These are my opinions. You take it as you will. Okay. All right. So let's proceed to in times where because I feel as though this reading could go either way. The choice is up to you as to whether you want to work on your temple and getting it in alignment and getting it right, or you want to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Give power to those energies that are out here. So it's ultimately up to you. All right, let's get your healing energy oracle. So, what does God or Source wants to convey to you regarding your situation? Well, we're going to find out. All right, we're going to pull this one. We're going to find out. So, for those who may be listening in, I do have some cards coming, some new cards. I'm very excited about expanding on my cards. It's just like opening up some Christmas gifts. I kid you not. And every time I purchase up, because I would have had at least 10 more, not 10, I said at least about 7 more decks, but I had to throw them away due to, water damage or what have you. But I get excited when I get new decks because, as I mentioned, it's just like opening up Christmas presents. All right, so simple that. It says me. So this message is for somebody that you see that the healing oracle just simply says me. That's what it mentions. Somebody needs to hear this, and somebody needs to focus on self. Is what they need to do. Self. 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 I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. Let's get your soul's truth. Let's get your soul's truth. Uh-oh. I'm dropping them on the floor. Let's go ahead and do a re-scramble. I'm not a shuffler. I need to learn how to shuffle. Let me see if I can try to shuffle. Let's see. It just doesn't work for me. I just don't understand it. It just doesn't work for me. Look. Okay, whatever. It takes practice. Some things just come easy to people, and other things may not. So, all right, let's go with this one. I willing? So I think Source is wanting to know: are you willing? Are you willing to sit back and let this manifestation be your reality? Are you willing to sit back and not take heed to these things? Because I do have the Green Reaper to show up, and this is not to make anyone afraid. It's to make you aware of what energy spaces is out there. All right. So let's read the soul truth. It said, "You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it?" Yes. There is uncertainty and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Today's soul's action. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it's possible. So that is your soul truth. Let's go ahead and get your angel card here. And we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close. All right, so what the source wants to be conveyed? Well, let's see. Overcoming difficulties. Now, ain't that something? So, so this right here is to let you know. Oftentimes, you may have some energy spaces that may present to you to make you buckle. It's all based on you. It's all based on perception. All based on what you will accept. Right? You got to understand that you have the act of jealousy that partakes on people, and they get encased in lies and deceit to create an illusion that is a delusion. The fight to the fix. So you have to be the one to be in charge of your destiny, right? Overcoming difficulties, Archangel Jeremiah. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So, that being said, I do believe things can work out favorably for you, but you got to claim it and own it. You have to claim it and you have to own it. And you have to believe it. It's what lets me know. You do. All right, so I am going to conclude this episode of Magic Mind Medium. That is your chakra energy reading for this week. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, like I mentioned, you can email me, Sharon for Christ at Outlook.com. That's SHARON, the number 4, Christ at Outlook.com. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day.